I'm with my fade. Why is predatory behavior within families so normalized?
I he in the hood all day, that's how he move. Yeah, 5% do say in his cup to keep his cool. He don't trust these.
Hey y'all, I'm back. Do I got some things to tell y'all? And I prayed before doing this video because I just know a bitch gonna be shaking the table. I just know. I know the topic is very touchy. I would think that the intro was like a trigger warning, maybe. But basically, right, I'm gonna start from the beginning and we're just gonna go from there. Okay, so y'all know I've been back in Miami for 2 months. Moved to Virginia, 4 years. Now I'm back. I ain't staying. I am not staying. But it was a full moon, right? Y'all know me and my witchcrafts. So I wrote on a piece of paper. I wrote some things that, that I want to work on, and some like trigger points that I know that I definitely have. So, but one of the things that I wrote, I'm not gonna tell you all of them, I'm just gonna tell y'all 2 of them. I released resentment towards my mom, and I released resentment towards my dad. Let me just say, be careful what you ask for, because you gonna get it. So you know me, I wrote down a piece of paper, burned it, lighted it. It's a little gem. And boy, oh boy. Oh, I'm telling you, like, when you ask for like healing and you know in your heart, like that's what you want to do, some things gonna have to happen. Some tears. It's just you getting through it. And boy, ever since I did that, I've been tweaking up on everybody. I'm on everybody. I'm on your ass, boy. Like, because I feel like, of course, your family, they remember you as being like that child, but it's like, it's hard for them to see you being an adult because they still lack certain boundaries that they didn't even have when you was a child. Baby, I'm grown now. Talk to me with respect. Yes, let's be. Vibe, twin. Vibe. I got my laptop with me because I'm recording on my phone. Something is going on with my camera. You know what, TikTok? Let me tell you something. Now, the only way that this is my second camera in like a couple of months. But so I had this camera since my birthday. That was what, last month. Tell me how the only way it powers on is if it's plugged into an outlet. TikTok, I'm on your ass, boy. Like, I'm on your ass. But I can still get my pictures. I'm just gonna get another one. I've been looking into like a Sony camera. But I just have my laptop here because I don't want to miss any key points. I will be having receipts because why do I have to lie? Why do I have to lie? Okay, so releasing childhood trauma. I was on their ass. Like, I was very more so like when my mom say something to me, I'm just like, who are you talking to? As respectfully as possible. Who are you talking to? Come on now. So I be having to like you gotta tell people how you want to be treated, because you give these motherfuckers, you give them an inch, they gonna take a mile. Yeah. So release childhood trauma. All right. So these past few weeks on their ass, and then it's a retrograde. So all like communication is all just all over the place. My emotions definitely very heightened. So my baby hair is already curling up. See, that's that shit I'm talking about. All right, so starting of what the video is even about, it's like things that happen like in increments. But you know, I've been here for 2 months. My mama getting on my nerves. I was ready to go back to where I was. And it's just like little nitpicking things. But it was this one particular night, the night that this video is about, and I guess she got tired of me hooping and hollering in the room because, like I said, I had been tweaking up on everybody for the lack of respect and how you treat me. So to her, I'm just tweaking up and something is wrong with me, right? But her not knowing the underlying reason for me tweaking up, or at least one of them. So it was one night she came in my room, whatever, and she's like, get in the car, we gonna have a talk. So I get in the car and she starts driving, and then she was like, call your sister because I want her to hear this too. I was like, okay, like, so what is it that you need to say? And she said what she said, and I just completely flipped out. I was like, you don't know your place, you have no boundaries. Yeah, the lack of boundaries is crazy. So I just came out and just said, like, you wondering why I'm like this? I was molested by your nephew. And she was like, she stopped, she put the brakes on the car. She looked at me. She was like, who? And I said the name. Let me tell you, she turned the car around so fucking fast and came back home. Now, one thing I want to say, I probably should have put a trigger warning on here, but that was one of the childhood traumas that I just kind of pushed to the back of my head. And now that I'm here in my hometown where most of my family is, it was just coming to me, coming. Like everything that I thought that I had got over whole time, I didn't. So one thing about me, I noticed that I have like a short fuse when it comes to men in particular. Like, I don't like y'all niggas. And it's so crazy because I want to have twins, and I think I need some semen for that. I've thought about going to a sperm bank, but I was like, no, I'm not for the turkey based thing. I don't want to do that. So okay, so after, sorry, I had a call. I put my phone on do not disturb because what in the fuck? So like I was saying, like, I'm so mean to men. Like, you can't say nothing to me because in my eyes, you want to touch me where I pee. So, and if I want a husband, I can't be like bitter and mean to them. But like, honestly, the niggas that have been around, they always came back around. So it might not be me. No, just fine. Okay, so that was one of the things that needed to be released, obviously, because of the way that it came out. And like when I said it, like my voice was just cracking and I was just going crazy. So the next day comes, my mom on the phone with this person, that person, this person, everybody in my whole entire family. So now it gets back to like the mother of the predator, the mother of the predator. And she wants to speak with me. And she was just like, the first thing out her mouth, so when you ever stayed the night at my house? excuse me? When I ever stayed the night at your house? Most weekends I stayed the night at your house. And then at that point, I don't want to talk anymore, because the first thing out your mouth is trying to debunk what I told everybody. Not, I'm sorry that happened to you, but, oh, when you stayed the night at my house. Oh, okay. So I gave my mom back the phone, because at this point, I guess we playing silly games, huh? Okay. So she goes out the room, and then my mom comes back. She was just like, oh, so what are you putting on Facebook about me and your dad? I was like, I had to think about it. Like, I don't even want to talk. Like, I was just like, man, I don't even want to talk. Like, go ahead, bye. So she closes the door. So that activated me. Oh, it's roaches on my page. So I put a little status. I was like, to all the roaches that's on my page. And I know exactly who showed you my page. Mind you, my Facebook is not in my real name. It's Belle Ame. Add me. I have like 200 friends up there. I mainly have it for, like, you know, family, long-time friends from like middle school. Like, I really go up there to see, you know, like my friend from the 6th grade that she had a baby and she got married. So that's really what I use it for. But my Instagram is disabled right now. I'm really thinking about just saying fuck Instagram. Like, I can't. This is like the second Instagram, whatever. So I think that is where I'm going to go next in the story. So I knew that there were roaches on my page. So I made statuses directed to the roaches that I knew was on my page. So me, if I have something to say, I'm gonna put a name on it. So I tagged the sister of the predator, and I was like, I know you're on my page. I want my fade. I want my fade. So then we had like a little banter. I will be posting some screenshots, and it went back for like a little minute now. Hoes knew nothing about me. Like, sending threads, me too, saying, oh, I work in law enforcement. And then it came to a point where it was a situation that was brought up, right? I'm not sure who brought it up, but all right, we stayed in an apartment that I had lived in, like, when I was staying across the street from the Beans on 61st and 14th. My mom left me the apartment, and it was a 3-bedroom. And I knew that my aunt was kicking these hoes out, or to a point where she didn't want them living at the house no more in Cutler Bay. So my mom being my mom, she was gonna move here, which is my grandmother's house. Do not sell your grandmother's house ever. Keep it in the family. Keep it in the family. So it was brought up in the Facebook beef. And do you know that this happened in 2019? So there was a situation. She had 4 niggas come to the house, and my cousin, her little sister, was coming out the bathroom in a towel. So this is why I wanted my faith to even begin with. And now your mother is telling my mother lies, and now you hoes is on my page lurking, instead of maybe DMing me like, okay, I know I don't have your number, I know I haven't spoken to you, but I was already gonna beat them up because they destroyed the furniture that my mom had left me in that apartment that she allowed y'all to actually live in. So one night, she had 4 niggas come to the crib. Don't know these niggas from nowhere. I was just like, it's another one. So she goes back in the room, and they just kind of sitting at the table, the same table that my mom left. They're sitting at the table, so I texted in the group chat. I was like, so what's with all these niggas? She comes her 90-pound ass out my mom's room. She comes her 90-pound ass, and she was just like, you're getting out of my shit that I'm on the lease to. Cause you know, and then it's so crazy, we was only living there for about like maybe a week or two. So she proceeded to try to go in my room and touch my shit. So thinking rationally, it's 3 of them and it's 1 of me. No, that was not going, yeah. I mean, to this day, like, it's still what you hoes want to do. So I came here with that mentality, like, I know I'm gonna see these hoes somewhere. But being here, I found out that the little one, she lives in Atlanta with her mother, and her mother up and moved. Didn't tell nobody she was moving, just up and moved. Like I'm sick of this. Just took her with her. I was just like, and I guess she left the other one here, and I feel like she live in Homestead. I feel like this whole live in Homestead, but noted. So the whole Facebook thing, they're derailing from why I'm even in contact with you hoes to begin with. Your brother, that's a predator. What are what are we doing? And then the first thing, she was just like, you're ugly, you're a loser, you wanted to be like me. Here's another thing I want to pinpoint, right? Light skin does not make you pretty. White skin does not make you pretty. It's the features of your face that makes you pretty. The fact that you don't have to do too much and you have the features of things that people are paying for. The fox eye, the high cheekbones, the full lips. Have you lost your fucking mind? And that was y'all hoes' problem growing up, because obviously, like, you know, I'm a stacked bitch. I've always been stacked. I have a short torso, long legs, and I was just stacked that way because of the proportions of my body. But don't ever get it fucked up. This hoe had a regimen, a whole beauty regimen by the time she was like 12, 13, and she still had acne all over her forehead. Clock that T. So basically derailing from the fact of what this whole point of me even talking to you hoes about, nobody ever mentioned it. Like, nobody even acknowledged it. So what they do is they get on the phone, they call my other cousin. My phone's on D&D. He called me twice. I was like, oh, he really home. I was like, hey, what's up? And then he was like, what's going on Facebook? What's going on Facebook? Is that the first thing that you say to me? So I was just like, I mean, these hoes on my page, I'm guessing they're feeling a type of way because now your brother, the known predator, is known now. So it got like escalated from a situation that it shouldn't have. But I still wanted my fate. I still wanted my fate, of course, for them damaging my property and my mother's property. You know the crazy thing about a blessed bitch like me? My mom, the next day, she took me to Dolphin Mall, Forever 21, and we blew a bag in that bitch, and she got me all new shit. They threw my clothes out. I'm gonna put my prom dress, my fucking prom dress, my cap and gown that I had from graduation when I first got my first degree. Childhood things that my grandmother had given me and that I had inherited after she passed away on the trash pile. I need a second. Okay. Now, me doing this, right? More family secrets came out that this had happened to one of my great aunts with their cousin. So he's my great cousin. Man, I don't understand that first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, fourth cousin thing. I'm telling you, I don't. But I guess it kind of makes sense now. It's like your first cousin, and then like your second cousin had a baby, and then your other cousin had a baby, and then it goes on like that. So I really think that this could help someone because I know it helped me. Now, the thing with the cousin that called me, I feel like I'm skipping stuff. The cousin that called me on the phone was like, what's up with the Facebook thing? Like, you're trying to fight your family? Let me tell you something. Just because you hoes have a little inkling of blood identical to mine does not make you family. It's bitches that I've known for years that's not my family and would have never did me like that. Now that I'm grown now, I see that they were jealous of me. Like I always felt like that because their mom has so many kids and my mom did not. My mom was like, all right, well, 2, we done. Finish, finito. So I always had this little inkling that in my mind, like a gut feeling that because of what my mom was able to do for me and y'all mom had to really scramble to actually get it done for y'all because it was so many of y'all kind of felt some type of way towards me. Tried to always like little girl me. And that's why the first thing that you will do is to throw my shit out of the apartment that was given to me with my name on the lease. Okay. So the conversation on the phone with my cousin is continuing, and it's not really going so well because I feel like he's still debunking the fact of what happened to me, not saying, damn, cuz, I'm sorry that happened to you, but cut all the Facebook shit out and I would have deaded it right then and there. But the way that it went, this man gonna talk about some, I'm not like that. Like what? I was like, nigga, in the 10th grade, I fought you. He was like, oh, what are you talking about? Nigga, you dislocated my shoulder. My shoulder's still not the same to this day. What the fuck do you mean a bitch is not like what? Like I can't get like what? Come the fuck on. If you gonna be anything, be the fuck for real. And that also triggered me. I was like, what? And he was just like, oh, you're lying on me. I have to lie on you? Why do I have to lie about us fighting and you picking me up, dropping me on my shoulder, and my shoulder dislocated? Now, throughout the years, my shoulder's dislocated a couple times, man. So, couldn't play sports, couldn't, like, had to get clearance from a doctor to play sports, and I was, why do I have to lie on you? But that conversation did not end well. He blocked me. I had my sister. That's another thing. My sister, she was the secondary warrior. Cause her little sister came out of nowhere commenting because I only tagged this one. Her little sister came out of nowhere saying irrelevant shit. Like, girl, if you don't get your ass home, you got beat up by the Spanish girl when you was going to a Spiro. Stop playing. And now she tiny and chunky now that she, you know, had a baby. Like, I mean, she always been like, you know, but now you got, and it's so crazy. The first thing she was like, oh, I'm the one that's wearing mama's ring. Yeah, the ring that you took off her dead body. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Okay. So the conversation basically ended with him telling me that I should go to therapy, which I'm considering, but you know what the therapist is going to tell me to do in a situation like this? Well, did you tell your family? So I already got step one out of the way. What? Y'all forgetting I'm a psychology major. I know what these bitches are going to tell me. Now, I'm not saying that I don't need to speak to somebody, because everybody should to have someone to vent to. But I know what they're going to say to me. I know what practices they're going to use on me. I'm going to just say a very helpful friend, listening ear. A very helpful listening ear. We're not going to call that a therapist. Okay? Fine. The main thing about it is, no one, except for my other cousin who called me yesterday, and she was just like, I'm sorry that happened to you. No compassion, no sympathy, nothing. Okay. But what we're not going to continue doing, coming from a background of people that were raped and pillaged, and now in this generation, this era, we are so over-sexualized and we think it's sexy. And we were raped. We were pillaged. It's not okay. And this whole thing, I was just like, why do I feel like I'm in a Tyler Perry film? Why do I feel like I'm in a telenovela or something? And we cannot continue with this right here. Is the generational trauma that we cannot continue to bound ourselves to. It cannot continue, and then y'all keep it a secret within the family, and that person continues to do it to other people, because I came to find out it was someone else that he did this to. And then for your mother to know that this is how you were, you don't think that he probably did that to your daughter? You're protecting a predator. That makes you 10 times worse. But this is a point in my journey that I needed. Let me tell you how I was just gonna go up from here. For 3 days, I was bawling in this bed, bawling. So hurt. My heart hurt so fucking bad. But I needed that. That was the release that I was manifesting, that I prayed for. And I got it within a couple of weeks. My manifestations usually take about a year. But I'm really getting better with my magic and everything, and my intentions. I'm gonna do a separate video about my spiritual journey. I was been supposed to do this. Like, not necessarily how to start a spiritual journey, but just on how I started my spiritual journey. And then I'll give some tips on, using your discernment, a couple of, witchy tricks that I have. And we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep elevating. Like, I won't be in this city for long. I already asked them if they wanted to fight. They don't want to fight. They just wanted to be theatrical on Facebook. And everybody's like, okay, so what, like, would you feel better if you just like put them in the dirt? And I had to think about it. Yes, you hoes did so much shit to me growing up, And it's so crazy. The people that's in your immediate family, like the ones that you grew up with, you know, didn't only see them at family reunions. It's like they will do you the dirtiest, and we were the closest. Not only did you throw my shit out, but you kept pictures of it from 2018. Right. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. But I feel like that is everything. I feel like that is exactly what I needed. Like, comment, subscribe. And I am in good spirits. I do feel like there is a weight that has been lifted off me. And I needed that. And if you are watching this video and you feel like you need that, bro, go get that. It's really better on the other side. I'm telling you, it's really fun over here. Bye, guys.
Trust these hoes, don't put family before those. When I'm in a VI